So today we're going to be talking about how to determine which end of the instrument to use that is correct. So we're going to be looking at a couple different things with the Explorer. However, each instrument uses its own way to determine the proper end of the instrument to use on the tooth. So with our Explorer, we're going to be using today the long axis of the tooth or of the root. So how the tooth is positioned in the socket, and looking at the terminal end of the instrument. So that is the last bend in the instrument. This is your functional shank. This is the terminal shank. So we're always looking at the terminal shank when we're determining the proper end of the instrument. So if we're looking here at number 10, this is the long axis of the root. This is the terminal shank. So I'm going to be looking at the terminal shank. I'm going to be placing the tip of the instrument without activating it on the tooth. And here you can see that it's parallel with the long axis of the root. If I flip my instrument, you can see here that it wraps around the tooth. It has an appearance of wrapping around the tooth. That is the incorrect technique. This is the correct technique. So for all anterior and posterior teeth, we use the paralleling technique. So this is how I would do anterior teeth. For posterior teeth, it's pretty much the same, but you use a different landmark. If I go to number 13, number 12, or 13, any tooth, we are going to use the distal surface of the tooth in determining the correct working end. So here I'm going to place the tip of my instrument into the distal surface, and you can see here that it is straight up and down or parallel with the long axis of the tooth. If I flip my instrument, it's going to have that appearance of wrapping around the tooth again. So this is incorrect, and this is correct.